This is an historic day for our university. I'm proud to announce that beginning July 2014, the Big East is coming to the Big Easy. My task this morning, my first one, was to officially sign the agreement between Tulane University and the Big East. My hand actually shook a little bit when I did it. But I am so proud of our university and the fact that we are joining a wonderful, wonderful conference with a footprint all over the United States. I asked the Big East when they invited us to come to the conferences, why did they want Tulane University? And there were three reasons they cited. First of all, our academic reputation and stature around the country. They recognize that Tulane University is one of the finest major research universities that's highly selective, with a brand name and presence throughout the country. In fact, if you look at the overlap between the footprint of the Big East and our undergraduate student body and our alumni base, it is 80%. This is an extraordinarily high number of overlap between those who attend Tulane University and our alumni around the country and where we'll be competing. The second reason they said that they wanted to have Tulane as part of the Big East was our location in New Orleans, which provides a new and exciting market for the Big East, and there's no university president or otherwise who could resist coming here to celebrate. The third reason is the one that I think touched me the most, and that was how impressed the Big East was with how Tulane University recovered after Katrina, and the commitment that the university has made to athletics in the last 3 years. My colleagues in the Big East, to a person, understood what it meant to have a university that was closed for an entire semester and a victim of one of the worst man-made disasters in the history of the United States. And not only did we recover, but we reimagined ourselves and became stronger and better than we were before Katrina. That caught their eye. They also understood that it was difficult for us after Katrina to build up athletics, but once we got to that point where the university was secure, we made a very strong commitment to Tulane athletics. As you all know, we have committed over $125 million alone to new facilities, some of which they're built already, and some that are already in the making that you know about. In addition to that, we have hired new coaching staffs for men's basketball and football, enhanced our salaries for the assistants, and for academic support for our student athletes. This caught the attention of the Big East, and they are convinced that with the resilience and the drive and the determination that we showed after Katrina, that there is no doubt that we will compete and win championships in the Big East. This indicated to me a conference that really thought about what they were doing and why they did it. And this is why I am so proud, along with Rick Dixon, to be a member of the Big East starting in 2014. We also, as you know, are going to join an excellent collection of universities distinguished for their research, scholarship, and teaching missions, not to mention athletics. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a win-win-win. A win for New Orleans, a win for Tulane University, and a win for the Big East. Joining the Big East also means big things for Tulane, for our student athletes, and for Green Wave fans everywhere. Now, to tell you some of the big things that will happen in Tulane athletics because of this is my good friend, my co-conspirator, the man that worked with me to make sure this happened, RAD Rick Dixon.
Thank you, Scott. This, as you've stated already, this is a very exciting day. We've had a series of these over the last several months, but this is the icing on the cake for us. I'm so happy for all of our student athletes, for our coaches, our staff that, as you've heard, have weathered through some unprecedented challenges. But to get this news, to receive this invitation, to see this become a reality and bring Tulane athletics back to the big stage is something that that these folks will remember forever, cherish forever. I know they'll rise to the challenge without question. We had a brief meeting last night with our head coaches, and you could tell to a person, every single one of them knew exactly what it meant and welcomed that challenge. And I promise all of you, from, as you said, to hear those statistics of 80% of Tulaneans, both students, alums, we're coming back home. We're coming right to where you are. I'd say to the other schools in the league that will join is our alums, our students, our Tulane fans out there across the country will fill those arenas and stadiums as we come to compete with you. So look forward to that. This is an unprecedented opportunity. Early on in the discussions with Mike Oresco, the commissioner of the Big East, Mike and I go back over 20 years, and listening to Mike's vision of what he wants the Big East, the direction he wants it to go, and the vision for a national football conference, and the marriage to what is unquestioned the premier basketball conference in the country, and as well as a strong overall conference. We hosted the women's Final Four here and watched Connecticut, Scott's alma mater, win that some 8-9 years ago. We hosted again this year. So we know their track record, what they've done, what they've accomplished, and we're just absolutely thrilled to become part of this. Again, I'm so elated and thrilled for every student athlete in this building, what it means, and I know how you'll rise and welcome that challenge. I guess I would be remiss if I didn't say, you know, Tulane's been a charter member of Conference USA since its inception. And Scott and I have been involved in the leadership roles of that conference. We have great respect for our peers in that conference. We'll remain very committed partners through this next 16, 18 months prior to exiting for the Big East. Britton Benoski, Judy McLeod are two of my closest and nearest friends in this industry. And they're consummate professionals, and we're very fortunate to have had their leadership and been part of that. At the same time, I can tell you everyone in here looks forward to that challenge that begins in July of 14. So we'll end today with all of you and enjoy this celebration. I'll end by saying roll wave and roll Big East.